the universe works, it does matter, because we're obviously involved in this thing called consciousness. I mean, we're here thinking and feeling, you know, especially feeling, and that, you know, makes us incredibly vulnerable. I mean, we have this concept of pain, and there's no way, as an individual who's experienced it, you know, you can't sit there and discount the power of that. I mean, obviously, you know, the planet could be covered with life, but if that life feels anything, then life is irrelevant. It's just, you know, I mean, there's lots of single-celled organisms floating around, or, you know, microorganisms. They don't have any centralized nervous system. There's obviously no capacity to feel, and so we still think of it as life, but, you know, realistically, if it isn't conscious, it has no capacity to feel, it's, you know, it's irrelevant as a rock. You know, it doesn't mean anything in a universal sense. So, I mean, obviously this capacity to feel thing really matters, you know, because it makes us all vulnerable. It makes the whole universe, it makes the whole equation relevant, because there's this you know, this powerful negative that exists. And so obviously we need to create some positives to compensate for that. There has to be some, you know, reward for this adventure called life that compensates for all the pain that's gone into building it and creating it and evolving it. And so, yeah, it really does matter, you know. And as for us ever really knowing, well, yeah, we can know, you know, eventually. I mean, it's just a matter of having enough of the pieces to be able to figure out how things work, you know. I mean, you can figure out on a pool table, you can figure out the mathematical permutations and hit a ball a certain way, a certain distance, and you know exactly where it's going to go. And so vice versa, you can see somebody show you an arrangement, and you can figure out how it got there. You know, what led to that, what, you know, mathematically made that, you know, you could go backwards and figure out how things got that way. And so, yeah, we've done that to some extent, you know, and so we have these little pieces of data and facts, and we've been able to reconstruct a possible scenario. And with time, maybe that scenario will get better and better. And maybe eventually we'll almost be able to, you know, build a videotape of the whole experience. But yeah, there is theoretically no videotape. There's no, you know, there's no history. We can just say, oh, that's how it happened, you know, so we can know exactly how it happened. We sort of just have to piece it together from what, you know, the end result was, and try to figure out how that end result was possible, what happened to make that happen, you know, basically. But yeah, I think we can know a lot. I know everything. I don't know. Time will tell. Another long answer. Boy, you really do talk. Whew. Let's see what else we got here. So the next question, a Yahoo question, was why ask why? Now, there's a good question. Why ask why? Well, you know, look, if you have a brain, you're going to ask why, so it's stupid. I mean, it's a nice cliche, you know, well, why ask why? You know, just to say, well, yeah, let's just don't think on that, because you're going to hurt your brain, so you just say, why ask why? It makes it a lot easier. If you don't know the answer, just say, why ask why, right? Somebody asks you why, and you just, I don't know. Well, that's not a great answer, so just say, why ask why? But that's all that is. It just, I don't know. Why ask why? As a question? It's a rhetorical question, so I won't bother answering it. Well, this is true. This seems pretty rhetorical. So let's see, the last question. That's all we could find on the internet. These are the brilliant questions we could find, you know, the best questions ever asked. What is the purpose of life? Now, see, you've already answered that question, sort of, right? Well, no, I don't think I did. I speculated on the fact that it has a purpose, maybe that's, you know, built into the structure. But no, I don't think I actually answered it. So, I mean, if I was to actually answer the question and actually had to say what the purpose of life was, you know, and use my brain to speculate on what that purpose would be, because obviously I can't know. I would say it doesn't have a friggin' purpose. No, of course not. I mean, what? There's no purpose. I mean, the original life forms, like I said, had no brains. They had no consciousness. And they, blobbled around for billions of years doing absolutely nothing, accomplishing nothing. And so it wasn't until it, this thing called life acquired consciousness. You had these higher mammals that had this consciousness thing. We don't even know how conscious a dinosaur was. I mean, it had a, peanut-sized brain. So I mean, its level of consciousness might have been, less than your dream state, of a mammal. I mean, it might have just been a really dull consciousness. I mean, it seems obvious that, those animals all reacted to the concept of pain, and so I would speculate that the ability to feel is kind of where consciousness starts, because it's sort of this, you have to have this ambiguous negative feeling, this unpleasantness. The concept of unpleasantness is really the nature of feeling, and so it's the getting rid of that unpleasantness that is rewarding and feels good. And so that's sort of how nature works when it comes to feeling. It imposes this negative, and then you learn the reward of getting rid of the negative, of satisfying it. So if nature needs to motivate you to do certain things, like eat and sleep and do all these things, it creates these feelings that compel the behavior, and it rewards you for doing what it's compelling you to do by taking away the negative, by making you feel good.